Good evening and welcome to our new edition of Monday, February 22. Here are the top stories. The head of state received this morning his Somalian counterpart. And concerning the African 2016 Forum, Ethiopia, Egypt, Sudan leaders in tripartite talks.
Those were the top stories. Thanks for joining us. We will start this edition with the congratulatory message from the President of the Republic to his counterpart in the re-elected to Uganda. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has addressed today, Monday, a message of congratulations to his counterpart for re-elected of Uganda, Mr. Yoweri Museveni. In his message, the President of the Republic has welcomed the score largely dominant who has prepared for the re-election of Mr. Museveni. I from the sincere wish that the nation of Uganda increase the work largely began in its development under our leadership, wrote the President Guelleh. Be sure that you will always find with the people and the government of Djibouti all the assistance necessary to the achievement of the objectives that are essential to our region, that are the acquisition of stability and access to a perfect economic integration, has continued the head of state. A similar message was sent in this same day to the newly elected president of the Central African Republic, Mr. Faustin Archange.
And now the country's news. The President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, has met today in the launch of honor of the International Airport of Djibouti his Somalian counterpart, Hassan Sheikh Mohamud. The latter has been on a technical stopover of a few hours on his path of departure for Istanbul, where will be held tomorrow a conference of donors for the reconstruction of Somalia. During the encounter, the two men focused several topics of common interest, including the stabilization of the situation in Somalia and AMISOM efforts in the preservation of peace in this country. The spokesperson of the federal government of Somalia has granted an interview in which he explains the purpose of the visit of President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud. The two presidents, he said, discussed topics of common interest because Djibouti and Somalia maintain relations of friendship and cooperation of long date. It's known that Djibouti is one of the first countries contributors to the pacification and stabilization of Somalia, and at the end of this month, he said, Djibouti will host a conference of heads of states, member of the peacekeeping force AMISOM, and he did not fail to thank the Republic of Djibouti for its unwavering support for the neighbor country of Somalia as well the people. At the head of a large delegation, the President of Somalia, he said, will take part in a conference in Turkey called HLPF that will bring together the countries which maintain a strong relation with Somalia. This conference is part of the framework of the reconstruction of the Somali state at a political, economic and social development, he said.
A large gathering in support for the re-election of the outgoing President Ismail Omar Guelleh on the 8th April next took place this morning in a hotel in Somalia, capital of Mogadishu. This gathering, which brought together some 500 people, has been organized by several associations and groupings of the Somali civil society. They have wanted to mark their gratitude to the President Ismail Omar Guelleh, which has done much for the rebirth of a Somali institution. He is the initiator of the Conference on Somali National Reconciliation to ARTA. It has contributed to the establishment of a representative assembly of all the ethnic component of Somalia, supported the idea of the adoption of a provisional constitution and the formation of a government of transition. The Djiboutian troops are at the present time in action to restore peace and stability. Our men operate within the African peacekeeping forces in Somalia, the AMISOM forces mandated by the United Nations. The Somali people is aware of all its effort in sacrifice, as much as some valiant Djiboutian soldiers are falling on the file of honor, and that the Republic of Djibouti has also been affected by a terrorist attack perpetrated by the extremists of the movement of Al-Shabaab. The attack of piracy also affected the national maritime trade, and forcing Djibouti to position itself and to provide logistical facilities to the naval forces of many countries to mitigate this phenomenon. The participants in this great movement in support of President Guelleh have urged finally Djiboutians to reflect on the achievement and on progress made and put a damper on the call of the division.
Let's come back to the national news. Under the high patronage of the Interior Minister Hassan Omar Mohamed, the National Office for Assistance to the Refugees and Evacuees celebrated yesterday its 38th year of existence in the camp of refugees in Ali Addi. The Minister of the Interior Hassan Omar Mohamed, in a company of the Prefect of the region Mohamed Waber Asoui and the Executive Secretary of the owners Hussein Hassan Darar, have been warmly welcomed by the refugees in the camp of Ali Addi, as well as representatives of the system of the United Nations that works at the refugee camp. The choice of owners to celebrate the 38th year anniversary in the service of humanitarian of Ali Addi refugees camp is not at all unconscious. Located on the borders of the southeast region, Asajok is the oldest camp for the refugees in the country, opened at the beginning of the years 1990s. It houses more than 12,000 refugees, including internally displaced persons of the civil war of Ethiopia, Somalia and Eritrea. It has a cosmopolitan location by its various people and cultures that live there together. The festivities marking the 38th years anniversary of this institution have been marked of traditional dances and many testimonies of refugees living in this camp. The ceremony has begun by reading a verse of the Holy Quran, followed by sketch and songs interpreted by the refugees in the camp, and of summary presentation of the National Office of Assistance to Refugees and the testimonies of refugees residing in this camp. Mr. Paul, representative of the Office of the High Commissioner for Refugees, has stated that the Republic of Djibouti has a long tradition for the reception of refugees, and UNHCR has always been a faithful partner of all time for the owners and plan to stay so. With respect to the permanent representative of WFP, Jack Higgins, he said that he is very pleased to be here this morning for the 38th anniversary of the owners. It has also announced that the past year, 2015, has been a year of challenges for the owners and its humanitarian partner as well to the government of Djibouti following the conflict in Yemen and its consequences on the territory of the country. But it had to face a permanent draft. For the Executive Secretary of the owners, Hussein Hassan Darar, his office is doing everything to improve and facilitate the stay of refugees on the ground of Djibouti, added even that they receive a sum of money in exchange for a part of the full ration given monthly.
The Executive Secretary of the owners, Mr. Hussein Hassan Darar, has in his turn highlighted the different activities undertook by his organization in order to take care of refugees in Ali Addi camp. Here is his speech.
The Executive Secretary of the owners, Hussein Hassan Darar, has in his turn highlighted the different activities undertook by his organization in order to take care of refugees in Ali Addi camp. He said, "We are here in one of the first camps where Djibouti welcomes refugees from neighboring countries. I warmly thank," he said, "the public authorities and our partners from the United Nations who have contributed generously to accommodate refugees in Ali Addi camp." Let's not forget, he pointed out, that many infrastructure have been built, especially in getting water and permanent support in shelters. Furthermore,
Hundreds of refugees, he said, have beneficiated quality training courses offered by the International Organization for Migration with the financial assistance of the United States Embassy in Djibouti. All necessary means, he said, are available to refugees so that they can live in a new environment and have an access to health, education, social services, and family reintegration. I cannot conclude, he said, my statement without thanking the head of state, Ismail Omar Guelleh, who gave his unwavering and tireless support to accommodate and welcome refugees who came from neighboring countries. Finally, to mark the end of this ceremony, the Minister of Interior, Hassan Omar Mohamed, has inaugurated a training center of the project of the refugees insertion in the professional environment of the country, a building whose construction has been funded by the Office of the Refugees, Population and Immigrants from the U.S. Department. The work of the construction of the latter has been executed by the International Organization for Migration, known as IOM.
And in his side, the Interior Minister Hassan Omar Mohamed has announced that it's not a novice in this environment for assistance to the internally displaced of wars, since he had spent 2.5 years at the head of the honors previously, so that he knows better than anyone the needs of the refugees. He added, "My country is not rich, but it has a good heart as a richness to share. We are here together," he said, to celebrate the 38th anniversary of the National Office of Assistance to Refugees Evacuees. In this solemn moment, I'm pleased to share the joy, gladness that animates the family of the owners, and in particularly the refugee of Ali Ade, he said. Under the leadership of the head of state, Ismail Omar Guelleh has been warmly welcomed by the international community. In his intervention, he personally committed to improve the offer in food rations and financial support to the owners for refugees, what has not failed to be applauded very strong.
The advisor of the King and President General of the Center of the King Salman for Relief and Humanitarian Affairs, Dr. Abdullah Arabia, has signed with one of the company an agreement for the construction of 300 units of prefabricated houses in the interest of Yemeni refugees in the camp located in Abah region. This signing ceremony took place at the seat of the Center Salman in Riyadh in the presence of Mr. Abdurrahman Ali Assowi, the consular of the Embassy of the Republic of Djibouti to Riyadh.
Still on the national news, the members of the National Commission in charge to organize and supervise the conduct of the presidential election of the next April 8 have made today a tour in the different offices of the electoral cards.
The member of the National Commission in charge to organize and supervise the conduct of the presidential election of the next 8 April have made today a turn in the different offices of the card of elector. These senior officials are part of the National Commission of Independent Election for Djibouti and its surrounding area. This senior operation of supervision will take place in all the region and of the country, so that all the card be handed over the Djiboutian. As we can see, the voting days of the country in the different districts, for example, showing the first arrondissement of 2018 card issued on 70,007 has been in the second arrondissment, where 30,000 card elector delivery is still in the third arrondissement. Only 714 have been issued. In his speech, the prefect of the second arrondissement said that since a week the voter cards are distributed in all arrondissements. We have opened 5 windows for the people can show their card very easily, but also the windows are open on Saturday and Tuesday morning and afternoon. Let's remember that the CENI has for a mission to ensure the good conduct of the vote on member. We say more. Salah Abanuita in his speech say the distribution has begun its 1 week and it has approximately 10% of the electoral cards which are distributed to these who like now in its awareness of people for here just seek the card. Our work is for supervision the work at the level of arrondissement. To the present we have not seen a lot of difficulty. All voters are asked to pick up their voter cards. As the occasion of the International Day of Mother Tongue, the Association Voice of the Development, in close collaboration with the University of Djibouti, has organized a conference last night concerning the mother tongue with Dr. Abdurrahman. This conference has happened within the presence of the association President Ms. Fatuma Ahmed Umar, the Secretary General Liban Elmi Aden, and the Vice President Aden Hassan Isman. In addition to the IVVD Association member, a student from the university have taken part also of this conference in the different academic sector. This evening starts with a reading of the Holy Quran, followed by the national item and the item of the association, and 4 items up by the team of the IVVD. The first person who took the floor was the Somali Pen President in Djibouti, Mr. Abdullah Haji, who spoke of the different steps and the difficulties faced with the Somali language, in other words, our mother tongue. Then it has been followed by the professor and research from the University of Djibouti, Mr. Musa Khair Soubagle, which he mentioned regarding the importance of mother tongue and its duty of loving mother tongue to participate in development. The president of the association, Ms. Fatuma Ahmed Umar, spoke of the purpose of celebration in the day of native language with the university. You thank the responsible of the University of Djibouti as the president of the university, Dr. Jama, and all its staff, student, teacher. Let's bear in mind that after 2 days, the IVVD association participate in the celebration of the Day of Mother Tongue to mobilize the youth to understand their own culture. The Secretary General in his turn has given an interview in which he emphasized the importance that the association has organized this event for the intellectual of the university and indicate the importance of this conference. After to hear the IVVD association participate in the celebration of the Day of Mother Tongue to the youth to understand their own culture. It is a duty of loving mother tongue. The overlooked is a moral decline sign.
Let's go now to the north of the country, where the Administration Council of North CPEC, chaired by the MP Mohamed Hamid, has held a meeting with fishermen, women and young people of Obokh within the Regional Council of the Secretary General Ali Hassan Ahmed. After an informal meeting with the Prefect of Obokh, Hassan Dabel Ahmed, the delegation of the CPEC has met with the participants and several topics were discussed and deals within the presence of Mr. Hamid Abdallah, Director of the ADDS. The discussion was focused on the convention which will be signed between the North CPEC and the Department of Agriculture in the framework of the project earmarked to strengthen the capacities of the fishermen of Obokh. Through this project, both will be refundable allocate to the fishermen to strengthen the production and food security in the Obokh region. The situation of microcredits allocated to women of Obokh was mentioned to improve the reimbursement and spend their microcredit to other people. And during the discussion, the participants have submitted complaints for the financing of the micro project that exceed the capability of the North CPEC. To satisfy this grievance, it was decided to engage in discussion between the CPEC and the Fund for the Development to Djibouti in order to finance this project submitted by the young people of this region.
During this meeting, the president of the North CPEC, Ms. Mohamed Hamid, has announced that 10 new buses will be available to the population of Obokh. She added that the meeting at the Administrative Council of the CPEC, which take place 2 to 3 times per year, is intended to make this statute of reimbursement of microcredit granted to the women in the objective of to expand to the other people. She has also promised the strengthening of the capacity of these fishermen and youth through the CPEC in partnership with the institution in accordance with the policy of the head of state.
Let's stay in Obokh. The Association of the Voice of Young People of Obokh, in partnership with the Agency on Social Development, has organized a ceremony for the certificate of success in favor of young women of Obokh in the premises of the Regional Council of Obokh. The ceremony was chaired by the president of the association, Khadija Ibrahim Idris, along with the prefect of Obokh, Hassan Dabel Ahmed, and the deputy Abdou Kamil. The ceremony saw the participation of several local officials, the traditional chief and representative of the Association of Women and Young People, as well officials from the international organization organizations involved in the region of Oboh. The ceremony has been divided into two phases. The first phase was devoted to the speech of the president of the association, the voice of the young women of Oboh, Khadija Ibrahim Idris, the prefect of the region, as well as the intervention of the beneficiaries of this project. The second phase was devoted to the presentation of the certificate to the women who have participated in this training in their respective intervention. Khadija Ibrahim, chairperson of the Association of Young Women of Oboh, and the prefect of Oboh have highlighted the importance of this project for young girls in this region. Let's recall that this literacy program took place during a period of 8 months and concerned the whole young girl in the region. At the end of the ceremony, the founder of the association, Khadija, did not fail to thank in the first place the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, and the First Lady, Khadra Mohammed Haid, for their commitment in favor of the investment of the Djiboutian women.
And now, in Ali Sabiha movement called Young Activists of the RPP has launched last Friday to Ali Sabih, a day of a care offering to the medical center of the region. The young people of the origin of this idea have sought the support of the Ministry of Health and medical team. This open houses day of the Central Hospitalia went well thanks to the good cooperation of the whole doctor and nursing staff. Through this action, the young activists of the RPP of Ali Sabih have wanted to demonstrate their mobilization to the approach of the next election. They have taken advantage of the opportunity to remain electoral of their civic duty and citizen. These young people, before anything, recover their voter card and prepare to take an active part in the electoral consultation. The election being planned for the 8th and next April. The responsible movement of the young activists of the RPP of Ali Sabih, Mr. Salah, thanks the Chief Dr. Adan Ibrahim for his understanding and his precious collaboration. He has also indicated that their movement would not stop at this beautiful action. These young people are also active through social network in supporting the candidature of the president for 2016 election. They have demonstrated a new way to make the militancy.
In Tajura now, in the framework of the activities of the movement Young Activists of the RPP Party of Tajura, a medical day open door has been organized in collaboration with the Medical Center Hospitalized of Tajura. This day has brought together many people in order to consolidate a harmony time between the health services and the population. The Medical Center Hospitalized of Tajura will open the door of their services for care and free review, such as the radiology service, the laboratory service, the maternity service, as well as the pediatric consultation, and finally generalist medicines. The movement of young activists of the RPP Party of the Tajura did not fail to thank the Department of Health for its agreement, as well the population of the Tajura for their active participation. This commitment of this movement of the Tajura and those of their population shows the solidarity between the citizens and the evidence of their support to the President Ismail Omar Guelleh.
Sport now. The Djiboutian Federation of Football has organized this morning the Central National Technique, a ceremony of the distribution of equipment for the 33 team male cadets. This ceremony was chaired by the president of the Football Federation, Mr. Suleiman Hassan Waberi, as well as the personnel of the Djiboutian Football Federation and the responsible for the cadet team. This equipment is reached the beginning of the national championship of the cadet, who is scheduled in March. During this ceremony, the president of the cadet team has welcomed the Federation of Djibouti for the unwavering support. For its part, the president of the Djiboutian Football Federation has recalled that the Federation of Djibouti is en route to reach the objective for the development of the national football.
In the regional news now, on the sidelines of the African 2016 Forum, the leaders of Ethiopia, Egypt and Sudan have held tripartite with the main objective to strengthen their relation in every field. Reports.
Leaders of Ethiopia, Egypt and Sudan have held tripartite talks on the sidelines of the Africa 2016 Forum in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. The talks, which focused on strengthening relations, ended with arrangements to enhance cooperation in the political and socio-economic spheres. Ethiopian Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn, Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Sudanese President Omar Hassan al-Bashir were all in attendance at the tripartite talks. It was indicated that the talks among the leaders highlighted the needs to elevate their relation to a higher level. The talks went beyond the issue of the Nile River, affirmed Dr. Theodros, Ethiopian Minister of Foreign Affairs. The leaders said we need to build an all-rounded relation which cover areas of politics, economic, culture and social issues, which in turn facilitate the African integration agenda. According to Dr. Theodros, the leaders' meeting, which gave emphasis to the benefit of citizens on all sides, was aimed at further increasing trust and intimacy among the countries.
Kenya and Ethiopia have offered to give helicopter to AMISOM troops in Somalia for use in the war against Al-Shabaab militant. The details are being worked out at the UN Security Council, authorized 9 utility helicopter and 3 attack helicopter in its resolution 2036 and of 2012 African Union peace said the AMISOM deployment model required contingent to deploy with their own equipment. The AUP note in a statement on Tuesday. They are then compensated by the United Nations via a logistical support package to African Union mission in Somalia. The helicopter will help alleviate under-trained soldiers have encountered due to the lack of air support in the fight against the terror group linked to Al-Qaeda.
And now at the international news, in Syria, a string of suicide bombings in Damascus suburb and in homes claims by the Islamic State militant group killed at least 150 people Sunday as Washington and Moscow work to secure a ceasefire days past its deadline. More information with the following video.
More than 150 people in total are said to have been killed in bomb attacks in the Syrian cities of Damascus and Homs. In the capital, 180 were also wounded when 4 explosions hit the southern Sayyida Zainab district. I was sleeping at home upstairs when I heard the first blast. It happened right here. About 5 minutes later, when I was calling the ambulance here, the second bomb went off, said one witness in Damascus. In the city of Homs, dozens were also killed in twin car bomb explosion. The Islamic State said it was behind the attack of both cities. Suffering and destruction in Syria has worsened further since Russia launched airstrikes. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry said on Sunday that a ceasefire in Syria was still possible. He added that he has reached a provisional agreement with his Russian counterpart. Cessation of hostilities is possible over the course of these next hours, said John Kerry. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has stressed that he is ready for a ceasefire on the one condition, he says, that terrorists do not turn a lull in fighting to their advantage and that countries backing insurgents pull the plug on their support.
And to finish this edition, London Mayor Boris Johnson has thrown his weight behind the campaign for Britain to leave the European Union, dealing a blow to Prime Minister David Cameron by increasing the chance voters will ditch membership in a June referendum, said Mohammed for more detail.
Cameron will face MPs later as he presents his case for the UK remaining within a reformed European Union. The Prime Minister will outline details of the last week's deal with EU leaders, which paved the way for him to call a referendum on EU membership on June the 23. He says the deal strengthens British sovereignty and the UK will be a safer and stronger remaining in the EU. But London's Mayor Boris Johnson says he will campaign to leave, arguing this is a chance to have a real vote for a real change. His intervention is being seen as a significant blow to Mr. Cameron's campaign to remain in the EU. Mr. Johnson, who is also a Conservative MP for Oxbridge and South Ruislip, said the referendum was a once-in-a-lifetime chance for voters. He added, "This is a moment to be brave, to reach out, not to hug the skirts of nurse in Brussels and refer all decisions to someone else. This is the only opportunity we will ever have to show that we care about self-rules. A vote to remain will be taken in Brussels as a green light for more federalism and for the erosion of democracy," he said. Several other